I'm Allendale's chief meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Frontal boundaries continue to track eastward across the eastern Corn Belt and through the East Coast areas. The fronts themselves really don't mean much at this point. What we've got now, winds howling around low pressure that's up in northern parts of Ontario. Winds are screaming through the northern plains, through the Great Lakes, through the upper Midwest. You got to get down about south of I-70 before you can work your way out of these strong gusty winds. And the gusty winds are bringing down cold air. I'm shifting my focus now to low pressure back in Wyoming and northeast Colorado. This is going to turn into the next weather system that moves eastward. And this is a system that people have been getting worked up on over a while. I'm actually going to be sitting down here later this afternoon into this evening and really putting a pencil to the actual moisture profile, and I will be issuing my official snowfall totals for this system as it moves across South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, parts of northern Illinois, Wisconsin, northern Indiana, Michigan. As it moves through there, I'm going to put out my snow totals as we go through tomorrow morning. I'll actually be putting them out officially here mid to late afternoon this afternoon. Doing it before now would just be crazy. And that's some of the stuff that we've heard. We've heard people talking about 6 to 10 to 12 inches. Good grief. The low has no moisture with it right now. So guys are looking at models and just going nutso. I continue to say, look, we don't have an exceptional amount of moisture to work with. And on top of that, temperatures are going to be borderline. Yes, cold enough for snow, but borderline in terms of getting snow to really pile up quickly. One place that I am stepping back and saying, look, we could have a problem, though, is in the area of the Great Lakes with the way the winds are coming and with the fact that lake temperatures are still very warm, relatively speaking, to what our air masses could be here. I'm concerned about some lake enhancement. So the area around Lake Michigan, yeah, got to pay attention there. Even Lake Huron, Lake Erie, we're going to be paying attention here closely. So that's the one place I'm stepping back. We'll be doing our look right now. I still see moisture equivalencies, so liquid equivalents, a few hundredths of an inch to about 3, maybe 4/10. That does not talk about a big bunch of snow, but I will also say that winds look spectacular as this low moves through, and so we could be looking at a scenario where it actually seems worse because of the wind blowing what little snow is falling across the area. So again, that's what we're looking at. The system looks good. It looks real. I'm concerned about the heaviest snow, actually northeastern parts of Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, and west to northwest Iowa. That's the area that I'm looking at right now, and we'll just have to see how it goes from there. This is a midday tomorrow through Saturday event. By the time Sunday rolls around, actually, most of the country looks pretty good. I'm looking for dry weather for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, actually most of Wednesday as well. Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving night, watching for some moisture to develop in the central to southern plains, and this will develop into a nice Black Friday system and Saturday system for the western Corn Belt. It has trouble moving exceptionally fast because a strong high is going to park over the southeast and will back it up a bit. That means we're probably going to be seeing the system rain itself out as it moves east. I like rainfall totals of 0.5 to 1.5, maybe 2 inches over the western Corn Belt through central Illinois, but then eastern Illinois across Indiana, Ohio from later Friday through Saturday, probably looking at quarter to at most 1 inch and probably quarter to half inch. Totals are better to go with. Coverage over the entirety of the Corn Belt, probably pushing 80%, but I like near 100% coverage over the western half of the belt and a little bit less, maybe 60, 65% farther east if you want to break it down that way. Following that strong system late next week, we've got a big Canadian high that parks down. I'm looking for temperatures to go actually well below normal as we go through next weekend and into early parts of the following week, November 30th there, kicking off the next week. I think we're going to be seeing temperatures moderate a bit into early December, not really going above normal, but just moderating the cold air some. But I'm also looking upstream, seeing some systems stacked up all the way out into the northern part of the Pacific. I think we could be looking at a very active mid-December period, starting around the 7th, 6th, and 7th. We could see storm complexes coming through every couple of days, so definitely something to watch there. In the international front, no major changes. Did see a little bit of moisture sneaking into Australia with a little cluster of showers and storms moving through next week. Coverage is not spectacular, but it is a little bit of rain. On again, off again, light moisture in the Russia and Black Sea regions. Not making any records in terms of getting things wet, but it's moisture nonetheless. And in South America, definitely looking at a drier trend in places like Mato Grosso, Goiás, Minas Gerais, the central north part of soybean country. But we do still have actually 2 good, strong fronts that will move out of Argentina up into Brazil over the course of the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So there's still moisture around. Is it as much as what would be normally seen? Probably not. Is it problematic? Definitely not at this point. It's the way things are stacking up. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.